Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Today I am going to put together an arrangement for a wedding, and it is going to have both fresh and faux flowers. So this is an arrangement that will sit on top of a whiskey barrel. And so it needed to be flat on the bottom, so you'll see this is just a tray. This is what we call a loamy tray. I am using fresh floral foam that has been soaked in water. And the reason I'm using the fresh floral foam is because I am going to use some fresh elements to this arrangement and then some faux. So we are going to start out. So I have lots of pretty faux blooms. And then we have some pretty greenery, filler flower, berries, and the such. So we're going to start out with our faux flowers first. So I am going to, this is a fall wedding, so we're going to have some beautiful, it's almost a peachy color, some burnt oranges, some burgundies, and some pretty green. So I'm going to take my my wire cutters, and I am going to cut some of my hydrangeas off. So I'm just going to take those and press those right into this floral foam. And honestly, I'm going to see, let's cut this. Stem. I'm going to use all of this foliage because it's silly not to. All of these stems will actually be just rented. So we will get all of these stems back. So I'm just taking these blooms and cutting them off of my stem and just pressing those right into that floral foam. I'm going to take, again, I'm just taking the foliage and using that in there. It's got some pretty berries. This is just that same foliage. I do need to take the price tag off. That would be nice. I'm just going all the way around in this container. Okay, so there are our hydrangea blooms. I do believe I may get one more bush of those hydrangeas. I'm going to grab that really quickly because I think it'll be so much easier to fill up if I had one more bush of the hydrangeas. And again, these are just rented blooms. And I'm just taking, and I'm arranging it just as if it were fresh blooms. And I'm just using my wire snips to cut those apart. Okay. There's our hydrangeas. Okay, next we're going to come in with these very large beautiful burnt orange peonies, and I'm just going to nestle those right into that foam, just the same, just as if they were fresh blooms. I love this color scheme though. It's just so pretty. Okay, I have one more of those. And we're just going all the way around. Again, this arrangement will sit right on top of a large barrel, and then they will take and move it over to the reception area and place it on the buffet table. So I'm just taking these faux blooms and just sticking them right into that foam. Okay, next we're going to come in with a little bit of a peach colored ranunculus. Just all the way around, and you can see I'm just spinning this container. Now the wonderful part about adding the faux first is, of course, the faux is going to last, so you don't have to worry about that. And it, in turn, means I don't have to use quite as much fresh material. Okay, next we're going to come in with these beautiful bright orange carnations. They were just so pretty. I couldn't leave them at the craft store. So I'm going to take that stem, I'm going to cut it, and press that right into that foam. They're prettier than fresh, honestly. They're just beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 of those stems. And then we're going to tuck a few of these peach colored roses in. Just be sure when using artificial blooms, take the tags off. The same with your Christmas tree. Always take the tags off. It looks so much nicer. Okay, so we just about have all of our flowers in place. Okay, there's our pretty flowers all the way around. Next we're going to come in with some fresh greenery. So I have some eucalyptus that we're going to use. So this is just fresh gunai euc. And so we're just going to take it. Now this is the reason we have the fresh foam. We're using the fresh foam as our base. I'm just going to take it and pop it in half and just nestle it right into that foam. Now what this fresh greenery does is it basically breathes life into these faux blooms. It makes them look, in my opinion, it makes them look so much more fresh. They look real. As you can see, I'm just nestling that fresh greenery. Now what we will do is, this wedding is this weekend, so we will take and place this arrangement with all this fresh material right into our cooler. Make sure it has plenty of water, and it will be fresh and ready to go on, we'll deliver on Friday. And so it'll be fresh and ready and pretty and perfect for this weekend. They will actually be able to use it for rehearsal dinner on Friday night, and then they will be able to use it for the wedding on Saturday and the reception. So it'll work out beautifully. And I'm just taking that eucalyptus and I'm just splitting it up and adding it all the way around. And when you make an arrangement like this and you use faux blooms, you are able to go back. So we will actually go back and pick up these flowers. We will pick them up on Sunday. Now the fresh blooms won't stay pretty. But all of these artificial blooms will be pretty, and we can use them in another event. And the wonderful part is that the bride is able to have a beautiful arrangement for a fraction of the cost. If we had used fresh blooms, it would have cost much, much more. All right, so there's our eucalyptus in this arrangement. Next, we're going to come in with some solidago. We'll use a few stems of fresh solidago. So solidago is a filler flower. It's in the aster family. And so I'm just taking several stems of this solidago and tucking it in. And I'm just going all the way around in this pretty arrangement. All right, there's our solidago. We're going to use a handful of hypericum berries. So our hypericum berries. Now, one thing I'm going to do with the hypericum berries is I'm going to go ahead and strip their foliage. The foliage just doesn't stay pretty for very long. So to guarantee that my berries will be very pretty, I don't know if you can see them, I'm just going to go ahead and remove that foliage because that's just going to help us guarantee that we don't have to worry about this foliage. Because again, it doesn't always stay pretty. It will darken, it just won't stay so pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove that foliage. Now, hypericum berries come in lots of colors. They come in a white, in a pinky color, burgundies, reds, greens, lots of pretty colors. Another thing about the hypericum berry, they paint beautifully. So you can use floral paint to paint those, and they will paint so pretty. All right, 2 more stems of our berries. They dry pretty too, as long as you remove the foliage. They'll dry pretty too. And so they work out really nice as a dried material, as long as you remove that foliage. I don't know why they don't have very hardy foliage. Okay. So there are our hypericum berries. So pretty. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of blue thistle. Now, some people often think that thistle is a weed, and maybe it is a weed, but it is the prettiest weed I have ever seen. I am always fond of weeds. So I'm going to take this blue thistle, and I am going to cut it at an angle and tuck it right into this arrangement. It's just pulling that pretty blue color. So it's such a pretty, pretty color. All right. The last thing we're going to add to this arrangement is some pampas grass plumes. Okay, so there is, ooh wee, that's so pretty. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, so the last thing we're going to add to this arrangement are some plumes, some pampas grass plumes. We're not going to put too many, but we're going to add just a few pampas grass plumes. We're just going to nestle those right into that floral foam. And there you have it. There is our arrangement that will be placed on top of a whiskey barrel for the reception, for the wedding, and then it'll be moved over to the reception as an arrangement on the buffet. So it's wonderful to be able to use one arrangement in two different places. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. If you have any questions about how we put this together, don't hesitate to ask. We are so happy to answer those questions. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. We will see you all real soon. Thanks, guys.